Hi and welcome to Rockin' the Planet. I'm Shane and I'm so glad you could join me tonight here where we celebrate the great wealth of New Zealand musical talent. This week my special guests are bluesman Mark Hill, known to his friends as Fat Max. We will find out why that is and more. Also joining me tonight, a rare talent just back from the US of A. I'm a huge fan, singer-songwriter Donna Dean. But before we get to mix it up, let's see who's been rocking the planet this week. Well, don't underestimate the stamina of the 60s and 70s rock artists. There is still a strong creative force emanating from many of our 60s icons. Ex-Hollies and Crosby, Stills and Nash, travelling troubadour Graham Nash has just announced plans to start a European tour only 4 days after his 6 weeks long American tour finishes in early May. Graham is promoting the release of his new album, This Path Tonight. The list goes on and on. Black Sabbath, yes, Hawkwind, Status Quo, Supertramp's Roger Hodgson, Carole King. It's going to be a great summer of love in the Northern Hemisphere this year. And Mark Hill is just a man with some good vibrations, I can assure you. And I'm just happy to welcome him here. Mark, how are you?
Good to see you. How are you?
Otherwise known as Fat Max. Now, we're going to have a problem here. Am I going to sit here and call you fat all night, or what? How?
Well, a lot of people sit there and call me fat all night, but you can call me Mark. That's fine. It's one of the many names.
But it's great to have you here. It's taken a year because you've had so many accidents and a bit accident prone.
Yes. Having the my finger nearly chopped off in a log splitter was quite amusing.
Yeah, just before the show.
Literally 2 days before the show.
Yeah,
so all good now though. All back into it.
You're all back to normal now, and you've been busy back on the road playing music. And
been doing a lot of playing, recording an album at the moment for release later in the year. But
fantastic.
And playing away, so that's good.
Yeah.
And building a few bits.
Now, I'll just call you Fat, okay?
Okay.
Look, it's Fat Max, that's what you're professionally known as. And you've got a wonderful array of guitars, we'll get to those in a moment, but the blues is your music, that's your style. And when you were working with me one week and I saw you playing and I thought, wow, this guy, great, blues. It's a funny thing, but a lot of Brits love the blues. I mean, the real basic blues, the Howlin' Wolf and that style of blues. Mm. And there's a lot of English people that really make a living out of playing the blues. It's there's a cult, if you like.
There is
a British style of blues.
There is, and there's a genre which I suppose is called, I don't like the word genre, but British blues. Yeah. But of course, you know, with the likes of the Rolling Stones really pushed it, really pushed it along. There's a huge underground blues network in London. I mean, I've been away from London now for 18 years, but it's still very much pushing away there. And I was sort of, when I started playing at 9, I was sort of brought up on it, and my dad was into rock and roll and blues music.
So he was in a band? Or?
He was in a skiffle band.
Oh, yeah,
sorry, Dad. He was in a skiffle band. He was a bass player in a skiffle band. But it was just the records and the music that was around at the time, and that kind of thing. So
same sort of thing I grew up with. And you're from London, or
I am.
A place called?
Wembley.
Soccer stadium, and there is more around it.
There is. A lot of people think Wembley's just a soccer stadium in the middle of a field. Did I say soccer? I should say football.
Yeah, football.
But there's actually a town there where people live. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah. But anyway, so growing up in Wembley and you're listening to the blues, your dad's playing skiffle and so on. So this gave you a good grounding music. Did you start playing music straight away? Or?
Started playing at 9, and my mother's family are also very, very musical. Yeah. And in the end, they got sick of me trying to play the harmonica, so they bought me a guitar.
So and keep that boy quiet.
Keep him quiet, or at least get something out of him, like a strangled cat.
At least you weren't playing drums, you know.
No, that was my brother that did that. God bless. Yeah. So that was good. And I was taught initially by an ex-roadie of Status Quo, so of course they were a big British blues.
Yeah, still are.
Well,
they're going on tour very soon.
Are they?
Yeah, in December.
How about that?
November and December of 2016, they're touring Britain again.
Well, I didn't know.
There you go.
There you go.
Come here for the news.
I did.
All right, now you emigrated here to New Zealand?
To New Zealand in 1998.
The whole family?
Well, just me and my wife at the time. She's a Kiwi, Jackie. We got married in London and we came out here.
So you met this Kiwi girl in London?
In London. On her OE.
And it was all love. Oh, okay.
Working behind a bar, it was love at first sight.
Is it most Kiwis do go to London? They work in the bar.
Yeah.
So and you're on the other side of the bar, obviously.
Absolutely. I mean, if it wasn't for the Kiwis in London, you'd never get a drink.
And this was in Wembley.
And this was it was in Twickenham actually where the pub was. So now we're doing the tour of the historic sports grounds of London. Yeah.
So then you did a tour of the pubs and you decided to get married and come to New Zealand.
That's exactly right.
And you never look back, obviously. I mean, I would never go back and live in London. I've got to be honest with you.
Right. Right.
Even Wembley, I wouldn't go.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of things you miss, obviously, and music, pub culture, and things like that, and you know, and the classy women in South London, their tattoos are spelt right, that kind of thing. But I mean, you get over that after a while.
Hate.
Yeah,
spelt properly.
Exactly. Go to toga parties dressed as goats, things like that. You know.
So anyway, and you picked up on the music. What happened here? Were you playing music live in London before you got here?
Yes, I'd been playing live for many, many years. I started.
Oh, okay.
My first gig, I think, was 2 days after my 11th birthday.
Okay.
And then I just went through the whole school band thing and
doing the pub gigs and things.
Yeah, pub gigs and club gigs. We did, a lot of things with the CND movement. If you remember that, the Campaign for Nuclear Disarmament.
Oh yes.
So I did
Peace and love and
all of that. Yeah. Got involved with all that. Ended up with a band called the Shrinking Violets in the UK, and we were the ugliest band in the country, which was terrific. Yeah, absolutely. And
that was the punk era, obviously.
We are a little bit later than that, but we were
the uglier the better, wasn't it?
Of course it was. I mean, you can't be looking as good as you when we're playing. I mean, yeah.
It was a write-off.
But then, so when I came out here, I actually didn't touch the guitar or do any kind of music for years, and I just decided to resurrect it and start playing again.
And you went straight back to the blues?
Straight back to the blues.
Now, I've got to go because we've got so much to talk about and we don't have huge amounts of time.
No.
But you have these wonderful guitars that you've created here.
Yes.
What started you on this path?
Well...
now, this one's made with a spade. It's a brand new spade, I must say.
It is a brand new spade, and I won't tell you where it's from because that's false advertising. But I started, a few years ago, I started learning the history of the blues, and people used to make their own instruments back then.
Yeah,
and this is back in the 20s and the 30s. Yeah. And then, so I was quite intrigued about that, and then one day I watched C6 Steve. And he makes his own guitars out of bits of wood and cigar boxes. So now I'm
diddly, same.
Exactly. So I built this. This is a shovel, and I use this live and in the studio.
And it's a great working instrument. It's you're using slide guitar on
slide
that,
on it, yeah. And the same with
what's that, a 5-string, isn't it?
That's a 4-string.
A 4-string, is it? Yeah.
And this is the same sort of thing. And made out of a Studebaker hubcap.
That's beautiful.
With
some beautiful immaculate work on the back. Very bluesy, that.
Very Kiwi. So so I
play slide guitar on that as well.
Play slide on that.
Now, I've seen you live and it's fantastic. I mean, I've seen you sit back and play some great things. Tonight, obviously, we're going to play on an acoustic.
We are. My standard acoustic.
And are you writing a lot of material at the moment?
Yeah, and recording an album at the moment. So that's a lot of fun, and it's what I like doing.
You're doing a heap of gigs. When you haven't chopped your finger off.
When I haven't chopped my finger off, yeah.
An accident-prone man. Should have taken up soccer.
Oh yeah, that'd have been safer.
So your family here now, family life in New Zealand. Are you happy? And you've got kids.
Yeah, I've got a little boy called Max, and he's playing the piano now and ukulele.
He's Skinny Max.
Yeah, he's Skinny Max. He's Mini Max, we call him. So he's done a couple of concerts with me.
How old is he?
He's 11.
11, yeah.
So he's come up on stage a couple of times and played his ukulele, and he's into the keyboard now, so he's talking about being a drummer, so that's going to be difficult.
Earplugs. Yeah. Look, we're going to get you to play your song now. This is one of your original songs?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Okay, and the song is called?
She's Got Me Going.
She's Got Me Going. Here we go, Fat Max with She's Got Me Going.
Well, she got me going all night long. Yeah, she got me going all night long. Well, she does it right and she never does it wrong, that's right. Well, she got me shaking from my head down to my toes. Yeah, she got me shaking from my head down to my toes. Well, how she does those things, well, Lord, I'll never know. Ha ha! Well, she got me going. Yeah, she got me going. Well, she got me going from my head down to my toes. Well, she got me going riding down that road. Yeah, she got me going riding down that road. How she does those things, well, Lord, I'll never know. Well, she got me shaking from my head down to my toes, yeah. She got me shaking from my head down to my toes. How she does those things, well, Lord, I'll never know. Ah! Well, she got me going. Yeah, she got me going. Well, she got me going from my head down to my toes. Well, she got me going from my head down to my toes. Well, she got me going from my head down to my toes.
She got me going. Yeah, that got me going too. I'm sure it did with you. Lau. Hey, mate, you're writing great songs.
Thank you.
I wish we had time for more songs, but we haven't. We're going to squeeze a little bit in. I just want to know where you are playing so people can go along and see you play now.
Well,
in your entirety?
In my entirety? I'm playing tomorrow night, funny enough, at the Pioneer Bar in Orewa.
That's for Aucklanders, Orewa?
From 7 till 10. Great little bar just underneath the Nautilus apartment. So
sounds good to me.
Nice little session.
Yeah, well, we'll look forward to. I might even be able to steal along there myself, I think.
Might even drag you out for a jam.
Yeah, that won't be a problem. I'll have a go at that Studebaker.
Absolutely, yep, I'll have it with me.
All right, lovely having you here.
Thanks,
Mark.
man. Cheers, mate.
Mark Hill, otherwise known professionally as Fat Max. Check him out. Welcome back to Rockin' the Planet. Now, my next VIP guest, I have to say, is special. And I use that with a capital S because she is just the best. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got to say, a big welcome to Donna Dean. How are you?
I'm great, Shane. How are you?
I use that word special because you are, your music excites me. I am a huge fan. And
Thank you.
you're here because of that. I mean, I couldn't help myself. I just got to get Donna Dean on the show.
I've been called special before, but not in the way you mean.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sure. We're all special in our own little way.
That's right.
Now, we've got to get down to the nitty-gritty, and the music that you perform is just amazing. And you've had 7 albums out, 7 fantastic albums. The latest just recently released?
Yes. It's probably a year and a bit.
So a year and a bit, yeah. Recently released.
Yeah.
That's recent.
Recent.
But you've done, the amount of work that you've done, I mean, you've written all the songs. They're exciting times. You've just been to the USA.
I have.
And you've actually made a movie.
Well,
or someone made a movie.
Yeah. My friend John Ignis, who lives in Dunedin,
yes.
We got together. He recorded my album Tire Tracks and Broken Hearts, which is
one before
the last one. And he had this idea that we should go and do a tour of the southwest of America. So we planned this tour, and then he decided it would be a really good idea if a filmmaker came along with us.
And recorded the whole event.
Well, we were looking. John was thinking about how, a Kiwi artist going to, do this, a marginal Kiwi artist going to do this tour, and all the ins and outs of every day, what happens when you're on tour. And it started out with a real bang. We were having so much fun, 5 people in a van. Yeah,
I know that.
You know that?
I've done that for years.
Yeah, 5 people in a van. So the first couple of days, everybody's like, yay, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. And then, after a few nights in cheap hotels and, And
the tour weariness.
Yes.
The weariness
everybody gets tired, and I got really grumpy at stages.
And you get grumpy? You?
When I don't get enough sleep, sometimes.
So, but you were writing great music while you were there. But this film encapsulates the whole trip. I mean, it's apart from just rehearsing, but you taking Coles to Newcastle, basically, as they say.
That's right.
And you're taking their folk music to them, and it's all been written here, all your own music.
Yeah.
But the people turned around and they loved you.
They did, and it was like something I'd dreamed about doing for so long and never had.
You were playing in some, the real western states,
we
as
were.
You say. And,
we started off in Austin, Texas.
Home of country music, Austin and Nashville, and you went to Nashville?
We finished the tour in California and then flew to Nashville for a performance at the Bluebird Cafe.
Which is next to somewhere around near the Grand Ole Opry.
It's in that sort of
that vicinity.
Yeah.
And this is a famous cafe, isn't it?
It is very famous, and it's even...
It was in the movie Nashville.
It's even more famous now for that drama series.
TV series,
yeah,
I should say.
Nashville.
And what is it? It's like the set is put there or something? And
they built a set to look like the cafe itself. Yeah. But the cafe, it's a very unassuming kind of place because it's you know, it's not downtown, it's on the outskirts, and people queue around the block to get in there. Yeah, every, you know, it's I think it's runs most nights of the week.
And a lot of top artists actually perform there. A lot of other people can't wait to get in there.
Oh
to play.
yeah. And the first time I ever went was, I think it was 1996. I went across to a songwriters convention, and I went to the Bluebird because I knew how famous it was, and I went especially because Russell Smith was playing. Okay. And Russell Smith is the lead singer and songwriter for the Amazing Rhythm Aces.
Which is another story, because I'm so envious you got to record a whole album with these guys.
Yeah, almost. Well, you could say two albums almost. 2 albums. Yeah.
I mean, they are top-notch country music artists worldwide, known around the world.
Yeah.
I first heard of them when I was in England, so you know they're well known. They can go out anywhere in the world and play, and they'd fill stadiums. You know, I mean, and you were playing with these guys.
Yeah,
the experience.
I know. From being a kid and I listening to them on the radio and hoping for them to be #1 again each week.
When's this, in the 70s?
Yeah, in the 70s. And I was, when they had, I think the hit was Third Rate Romance. Yeah. And I was, I had this, you know, I played this little movie in my head of meeting them and played it over and over for, I don't know, it's just something I did. And it actually
happened.
It happened, yeah.
Now, can you tell me how it happened? It happened here in New Zealand.
It did happen here, yeah. A music promoter friend of mine knew they were coming and knew I had songs I wanted to record, and he said, oh, I should contact them and see whether they might be interested in, you know, doing the backing. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. And they loved it. Yeah, they did. I mean, they wanted me to send a demo first to see what sort of...
Check it out.
Yeah, see whether the songs were okay, up to scratch.
Okay, so you had this wonderful career, this surge, really, around the world, in America especially, and Germany. Where did it all start here, though? I mean, you picked up a guitar. Your mother inspired you, I believe. Your mother played guitar?
My mum was a great player, yeah. My mum was a rhythm guitarist. She played in the style of Jimmy Rogers and the Carter Family, all those songs I heard growing up.
Live on stage?
Well, she didn't, not at first, no. She played around home, at home and for parties and that kind of thing. And then in her later years, I won't go too much into the story, but there is a story.
I'm sure there is. There's a story. Were you growing up in Auckland at the time?
I grew up in Glen Innes, GI. Yeah, I grew up, I'm a GI girl.
And like I say, your mother inspired you, so you have actually written a lot of music about your mother and based on the story of your life.
I have, yeah.
They're all very personal stories.
Yes, and I do have people ask me when I'm going to write some happy songs, but I've learned over time I've heard a couple of songwriters I really admire talk about writing what you know, you write about what you know about. Yeah, and so you know, I'm not a morbid person, but I do find, you know, singing and writing these things and being able to perform them is very therapeutic.
It is. And
really, it's therapy. Yeah.
And I know, I listen to the songs though. You cross so many genres. I mean, we call you a country singer, and many people in New Zealand do. And I know you're not pure country. You cross over. I mean, there's quite a bit of jazz-orientated sort of music in there, and you know, and there's a bit of bluegrass. It's not just pure country.
No.
It's
what they call
almost pop to me now.
Yeah, and it's what's known in America as Americana.
Yeah, and that sums it up. Americana.
Yeah, which is everything from Bruce Springsteen to Bonnie Raitt to and everything in between.
Now, I believe you had a bit of a sojourn. You went to Melbourne, lived there for a while, playing music?
Played in Melbourne a little bit, yeah.
And you've moved on, and you're back in New Zealand. How long for? Are we going to see you stay here for?
I'm back here to stay, yeah.
Yeah, we all come home to roost, don't we? But anyway, look, you're going to play us a beautiful song that you've written. I mean, the choice is massive. There's probably about 100 songs I could take a choice from. Please look up on iTunes and check out Donna Dean on iTunes, because the songs are absolutely magnificent. I can't say enough. And this one I know is going to be absolutely, it's something about the eye.
Cover Up One Eye.
Cover Up One Eye. Here we are with Donna Dean.
12-inch walls made of stone. Once it was my daddy's home. Mother took me by the hand, 'cause she wore a wedding band. Take it all through rose-tinted glass. Cover up one eye to the past. Smoky air caught in my throat. Mother took me by the hand, 'cause she wore a wedding band. Take it all through rose-tinted glass. The past. From his sleeve, cold and hard, handed me a candy bar. Mother took me by the hand, 'cause she wore a wedding band. Take it all through rose-tinted glass.
Cover Up One Eye. I don't know which eye, but anyway, it's wonderful. What a beautiful song. And that was, here I go again. I'm going to waffle because I'm such a fan. I'm the one. Can I have your autograph? And I want a photo with you.
Yeah.
Donna, thank you. And Greg Turner on the guitar with you. Such a beautiful guitar player. And Greg's touring with you wherever you go and working with you.
Greg's playing in my band here in Auckland.
He's in your band now.
Yeah.
And we've got some upcoming gigs on the way.
Yes, the 29th of April.
Tomorrow night.
Yes.
Tell me.
Friday night at the Old Folk Society on Gundry Street.
This is in Newton, up
Newton,
in
yes.
back of K Road there.
Yeah, a couple of the guys in the band asked if we were playing for old people, but no, we're
Well,
playing for everyone.
Because I was going to go along if you're playing for old people.
Well, you're too young, so...
You got away with words, definitely lyrics. So look, that gig. So what time's that gig start?
The gig's at 8 o'clock. The doors open at 7:30.
And you can buy a ticket at the door.
Buy a ticket at the door, $15.
If you've got nothing else to do, please believe me, go and see this lady play and perform her songs. It's magnificent. You'll have a great night, and go out and have a drink afterwards. But sit back and relax and listen to them. Let the music flow over you. Donna, it's been such a pleasure, and we don't really get enough time on this show to squeeze. I could talk to you for an hour or more, and I would. And I just want to say a gracious thank you for being here for us.
Thank you, Shane.
And I'm wishing you every success, and anything I can do to help you, on that road to success, please knock on the door. I'm here to help.
Thank you very much.
I just think you're fantastic, and you deserve much more. And great success with the movie, which is coming out. It's May in Auckland. It's May 22nd and 27th, and in Wellington the 6th and 14th. And this is a film festival. It is. It's part of the Dock Edge Film Festival. Big screen. It's Roxy Theatre. Roxy Cinema in Wellington, and the Q Theatre in Auckland. Theatre. But it's all there on, if people go to my website, which is donnadeansongs.com, they can find it out, all the information. I've seen the shorts of the movie, and it looks like a fantastic watch, so I'm definitely going to take a lot of notice of it and check it out. I'll be along at the movies, okay? Great. All the best with your career. Thank you, Shane. Come back and see us when you've written some more new songs. Love to. Donna. Thank you. Well, at this time, we usually have Clip of the Week, our Kiwi clip, but I've decided to throw caution to the wind and invite Craig Robertson into the studio because he's just arrived. He's been busy recording an Anzac song, a tribute song, and he's been rocking the socks. He said he was just passing by. I don't believe him. What are you doing all this way from Thames? Craig Robertson. Yeah, how welcome. Are you doing, mate? It's good to see you again. Very quick, but lovely to see you. Yeah. You've been really busy recording an Anzac song. That's correct. I've written a song called The Days After Anzac. It's about what we all need to look at doing between Anzac days, basically, and been up here filming the beds for the video clip. So you've had this sort of on the pot for a long time, boiling away. It's been simmering away for some months, yes. And it's finally come to fruition for you. Yep. You're really pleased with the outcome too. Yes. Yeah, well, I'm so pleased for you. You know, you've been busy I mean, I know I worked with you recently in Thames at the Country Music Festival, which you are responsible for, and you're busy coordinating and putting all together. That's correct. We had our Country Music Weekend in March, 18, 19, 20, and you yourself. And it was a great night. A whole bunch of other great artists put on a fantastic weekend. Everyone concerned is very, very happy. Huge success. Craig, I've always wanted to do this on TV. That's country. But Ray Columbus used to. Good day. Thanks, Ray. I've had my chance. But it was a wonderful evening. The country music people are so friendly. We had a ball down there. Everyone was just jiving away and got up. And especially the ladies, I have to say. The ladies, mate. Yes. Yeah. The ladies love Shane. Lady loves Shane. We had a great time. And these country rocking things, so it was cool. So now you're heading back to Thames? Heading back to Thames in about 10 minutes, mate. 10 minutes, yeah, down through via Hamilton. It's so good to see you, mate. You'd never look a day older than the last time I saw you. You're just looking great, all right? Just keep it up, mate. Same. And we'll have you back on the show soon. Thank you very much, for a real long chat. Thank you. Well, that's all we can squeeze into it this week. I want to thank my beautiful guests, Donna Dean, Craig Robertson, and Fat Max. We'll be back same time next week. Same place, so until then, keep on rocking.